In 2004, after breaking his nose again, the Pistons went on to win the championship, and Hamilton let the world know he now had an ally in his corner that he'd never abandoned.
I'll take pride in it. You know, that's like my cape. You know, I always tell people, you know, it's a lot of great players in the NBA, and that kind of like separates me from everybody else, you know, my mask. So I love it.
Jeremy Murray crafts masks at his office in Warren, where he makes them for Rip and other Pistons in need.
This is McDyce's from last year. That's Carlos Arroyo.
Look how much thinner his face is than McDyess. Okay, this is Arroyo. He busted his nose when?
That was 2004 also, I think.
Thanks to a reputation fueled by Hamilton's high profile, Murray made a mask for the broken jaw of the Spartans' Matt Trannon.
Tyler Hansbrough broke his nose playing against Duke. His dad got in contact with me to make a mask for him. He actually played against Michigan State wearing that.
Murray's mask business began 20 years ago when the man who started the business crafted the original mask for Bill Lane Beer.
It was 88 or 89 when he broke his cheek, and then Jerry McHale was the first person to use a face mask for an athletic purpose. You know, Bill only wore his mask about 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and even to this day, people, especially in Detroit, always remember that Bill wore a face mask.
Now, I have rather a large nose in case you didn't notice. Is that going to make a difference?
Won't make any difference at all.
Extra plastic charges? Jeremy puts on a protective layer of Vaseline to get the process started.
We're going to put down just one nice smooth layer, just a thin layer of fast-setting plaster. This first layer is really kind of the critical layer. You want to just make sure, because this is the part that's going to mirror what his, you know, the shape of his face is then. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes. He then uses the mold of the face to make a plaster bust, which will then provide the foundation for the mask. After the plaster sets, he tears off the no longer needed mold and can now fashion the mask made of near bulletproof plastic.
We're going to say that you had a nose fracture, kind of like Rip Hamilton does. So what we did then was we modified this so that there's going to be a gap here in between the mask and your nose, so that if you were to get hit again, instead of taking like a pinpoint to your nose, it's going to be dispersed over everything. And then that's kind of the whole theory with the mask, is that you can...
Same when you wear a cup, it still hurts.
Great, yeah, exactly. So more surface area is going to be less force. So
by the next morning, everything is dried. Jeremy trims off the edges while the plastic is still attached to the plaster. Then he pops it off, sands the edges, pokes some starter holes, rough cuts the eyes, and in minutes, my mask is finished, and the plaster cast gets placed in the mausoleum with Rips, the one that exploded his business.
He's been an all-star the last couple of years. He's an NBA champion. He's been a great ambassador. There's a lot of kids that are out there that want to wear a mask because Rip wears it, you know, and we see a lot of high school kids, a lot of college athletes. I've made at least 100 of them this year.
And Rip never asked for a piece of your business for
No, not so far.
Well, Jeremy, hey, look, you're hearing it from my mouth. You're making a whole lot of money over there. You know, you might as well cut me in a little bit.